Welcome back everyone, this is MandoAllDay, back into the video, and in this video, I'll be doing an overview of Dark Flash, this 12-inch statue, the gold label McFarlane online store exclusive statue from the Flash movie wave. I'll be talking about the statue itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at the box. What the box looks like, the side, the back, the other side, top, and bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at the statue outside the box. As always, do come with a card. This is the front of the card looks like. The back of the card. It comes with no accessories and just a regular puck with this little holder, which we'll talk about in a bit. Let's see if there's any articulation on the statue, and there's none. So that's unfortunate. I know some of the statues by McFarlane, they do come with some articulation. I know from the Batman Hush one has a head swivel a little bit, and then the Batman and Riddler from the Batman movie wave also have arm articulation. So this statue has no articulation. So there's that. Let's take a look at the statue, and right away, that head sculpture design, it is weird looking, but it looks sweet, and when you see it in person, it looks even better, and it's just so much going on. Just look at all of that detail in terms of the sculpture design. Then you got the painted lips, the painted teeth, the tongue, the face on there, and all that poop paint. I call it poop paint because it looks like, well, poop, so there's that though. But everything else is just black, which is a bit unfortunate because I wish there was more mixture of colors, but again, this is how he looks like in the movie. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But the head sculpture design and detail, fantastic. Again, the painted face looks really good, and the mouth looks really, really good. Then you get the paint on here. Then you get the arm. Just look at all the sculpture design, all that detail, all like this weird wavy look to it. Just so much detail in terms of this particular character. And of course, if you watch the movie, you know who this character is and why he looks the way he looks. Just look at all that detail. Like, regardless of the paint job, I know the paint job is a bit limited because it's basically blacks with some dark grays and some whites on there, but just look at all the sculpture. Just look at all this. Tell me that doesn't look fantastic. Is it weird looking? Yes, it really is weird looking, but in the context of watching the film and just seeing it, the statue in person, you just appreciate it more of the weirdness to it. And again, it does look weird, but it looks so good nonetheless. And again, it's just all black with a little bit of gray and white on there, like I said. And of course, the centerpiece has the same color poop paint to it, which is a bit odd because in the movie, if you've seen the movie, he doesn't have this color. It's like more of like a purple. So I don't know why it's painted this way. Even on top there, it should be more of like purple because that's how it looks like in the movie itself. Maybe I missed it, but anyway, so much going on in the sculpture design for this statue, and it looks really good. But again, the paint job is a bit limited, so keep that in mind when I talk about the pricing. Take a look at the lower torso. Same thing in the lower torso. Just look at all of the sculpture design. All the weird textures and feels and like spikes. It just looks weird looking. Even the pose is just weird looking. It's like complete side turn. Look at that. Right, this is his right leg, his crotch, and then you can see the back of his back. Then you got the shoulder on here. You can see his other tricep on there of his left arm. Weirdly looking pose, but I think it fits the tone of this figure, which is supposed to be like a dark villain Flash, and it looks really good. Again, you got the right leg on here. Just look at all the sculpture design. Weird looking sculpture design, something McFarlane would do. And it looks really, really good. Like I said, you have to watch the movie to kind of understand why this character looks like this. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And I gotta say, McFarlane did a really good job with this statue. It's a good looking statue, and I like it. The one thing I want to talk about, which I'm glad McFarlane added, is going to be this right here. I'm bringing this up is because there's been some statues and reports that some of the statues aren't holding up properly or long term. For instance, the Batman one from the Batman movie wave. The statue is actually leaning forward. I'll see if I can find pictures of what I'm referring to. Same with the Hush Batman. It's leaning over as well too. So I'm kind of glad McFarlane is doing something like this, where he's actually adding like little pieces on here to kind of hold it up. But the big concerning, because now I'm going to be worried. Okay, what about the Batman, Michael Keaton one? Are they going to be leaning to the left or right, or what's going on with that? So maybe it's just the few batch that, I don't know, maybe the materials weren't good, but something to keep aware of is that some of the statues tend to lean over time, even though you don't have to put it like in direct sunlight, they tend to lean. So again, I'm glad McFarlane's doing this just to support the statue, and hopefully it lasts for a long time though. But I gotta say though, the statue looks really, really good. So much sculpture going on, it is ridiculous, and I like every second of it, or every bit of it. But of course, the main question is this statue worth it? Should he go out and spend $40? Personally, for $40, I think $40 is a fair price for the statue. No accessories, just a plain looking base. The base color is pretty straightforward in terms of black and a little bit of gray and white. Still not much going on, but I will say there's a lot of statue. There's a lot of sculpture design, so there is that. So for $40, I think it's a fair price. This is a McFarlane Gold Label exclusive statue, so keep that in mind. So $40, I think it's a fair price. But regardless of the price, though, what I think about the statue, I think the statue looks really good. Again, if you watch the movie, you know why it looks like that, and I think McFarlane nailed the sculpture design and paint, which is pretty simple, but the sculpture design looks fantastic. And I'm telling you, having this statue in front of you, you appreciate all the design of it. Weirdly looking, yes, but it looks cool and weird, and it fits the tone for what they're trying to do. So overall, what I would give the Dark Flash statue, I gave it a thumbs up for me. It's not one of those go out and get it right away. It's one of those like, you know what, if you have some extra money and you want to get a statue, go for it. Here we have Dark Flash next to, I believe it's called Red Death. I know it's Batman who takes Flash's powers, and I believe it's called Red Death. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is from Diamond Select. I love the Diamond Select DC statues. Unfortunately, they lost the license. I say unfortunately because I like the bases of them. Look at the base. That looks really cool. All right, look at that. That looks really, really cool. And then you have McFarlane statues, which is plain, just a puck, which is not bad. It's just, I want something like this. So, but nonetheless, though, here we have Red Death next to Dark Flash. Here we have Flash from the Flash movie Way statue, and of course Dark Flash, the biggest rivalry, and I'm not going to spoil who this character is, so there's that. But here we have two statues on here, and this one definitely pops. I like the accessories that it comes with, even though the lightning bolts are very limited, even though very few, but it looks really good. It adds more to it. This statue doesn't have any of that. It's just so much texture to where you see it, you're like, what the heck? So that's why I like about it, because this one's more plain looking one. This one just so much going on. It's messy and dirty, grimy, but it looks cool nonetheless. Here we have Dark Flash next to the Flash. Here we have Superman next to the Dark Flash. Both good looking statues, but you would ask me which do I prefer. I'm gonna go for the Superman one just because of the colors look bright. But I do like this one because of the texture. Just look at all this. Just come on. Compare the texture of this one compared to this one. This one looks clean, plain looking, more comic accurate. This just looks ridiculously over the top in terms of sculpture design. But it looks menacing, and I think it looks good. But nonetheless, so here we have Dark Flash next to Superman. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me on the statue? Do you plan to purchase the statue? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of Dark Flash from the Flash movie wave, the McFarlane Gold Label exclusive statue, and on to the next one.